All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Happy New Year. 2021 is finally here, and everything is going to be better now, because it just has to be, right? It has to be. I have a cold still. I was sick all week, and I did a show, not COVID, got COVID tested, all good, all cleary poos. I did a show this week, as I always do. I do a weekly show. It's a private show. With my friends Chris Roach, Gary Valentine, and Tim Gage. And so I haven't, I put a picture up online on the social media, and I looked like I had Bell's palsy. Shout out to Joey Cola, who has Bell's palsy. Hope you're doing well, mate. But my face was drooped like this in the picture, and I was exhausted. And I felt and looked like shit, but today I kind of sound a little bit congested too. So don't bear with me as if it's bad enough. This show is bad enough. Now you got to listen to it with a congested. I've been on the halls and the tea. So trying to get through it. So how are you? How was your New Year? I was asleep before 12. Because I hate New Year's Eve, the whole fucking holiday. It's a waste of time. It's loud, it's annoying. I do love it for stand-up, because you do get paid more than you do any other time of the year. Plenty of money. So I had no show this New Year's Eve, which is fine, and I was home alone because the family were all down in South Carolina. And I ate a ton of chocolate and went to sleep. And that was my New Year's, and that's the way I like it. I don't like the hustle and the bustle of all the changes that people think they're going to make. I covered that last week, so I'm not really going to go into it. But I do feel a little bad for kind of harping on people about you don't need to turn of a page of a calendar to make your life better. But if that's what it takes to motivate you, then you go get it, right? Now we're 2 days in, 3 days in. Little Christmas is up, right? Little Christmas is here. I don't know if you celebrate Little Christmas. It's the 6th of January, and it's usually when you take your Christmas tree down. It's funny when you put the tree up, it's all, I gotta hang my tree up, and isn't it beautiful? I can't put on more Christmas music. Turn it up. Hot chocolate, please. Make me some hot chocolate. Put on the Muppets Christmas Carol. I'm decorating the tree. And you're enjoying the magic, and then Little Christmas comes, and you fuck the tree out into the street. Get out of my fucking sight. Get out of my sight, you fucking tree. The garbage man is going to take you now. You belong to the garbage man. It's funny how we go from magic to just shit. Get out of my house. The relationship is over now. Next year I'm going to have a better one of you. I mean, if you have an artificial tree like I do, and it just means you pack it up. But that's not dramatic. That joke doesn't work unless you pack it up and bring it back down to the basement, or put it in the attic, or wherever it is. I like to just envision just fucking a Christmas tree out into the street. It's the garbage man's problem now. But yeah, so I didn't want to I don't know how many days you're into your new year now by the time you're listening to this. So I don't know. Did you start running yet? Did you go for your first jog? Did you start writing a great novel? Did you stop picking your nose? Did you stop smoking? Did you stop drinking more? Have you started the plans yet for your new year that you said you're going to do, right? Or are we just going to go? We're just going to go through it as normal, right? It's fine though if you want to use it as a landmark. So I don't want anyone to think that I was shitting on people who have goals and that kind of stuff. It's great to have goals. I have them. We all have goals. So I didn't want to shit on anybody who needs a jumping off point like January 1st. So go fill your boots. Go fill your boots and make your life better. The aliens are here again. There's more stories of aliens happening. Like mainstream news are starting to cover aliens now. So whoops, let's see what's going on there. Maybe all your goals are for nothing. Maybe if you want to lose weight, maybe the aliens are into fatties, and the aliens are like, get those fat people up. We like how they think. We like them. Bring them back to the planet I don't know, make up a fucking name. Nebu Fat, right? And they want fatter people. And I'm like an idiot who runs every day. And it's like, yeah, I'm an idiot. I run and do push-ups and that kind of stuff. The aliens don't want me. Now I'm stuck down here and you guys get taken off to bliss. Maybe like the Scientologists. Dun, dun, dun. So it's already starting, right? It's an interesting thing. I received bad news on New Year's Day. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? I'm not going to talk about it here. It was stuff going on back in Ireland, not with my family, but with just someone I know back in Ireland. So I'm not going to start, filling your podcast with bad news. So, or your New Year. But yeah, so it was the garbage man. This is a weird thing, right? I alluded to him. I threw the garbage out as you do on the side of the road, and I'm looking at the window as he pulls up, right? Last week, after Christmas, and he pulls up, and the guy jumps out and he whips his dick out and decides to have a piss in my bushes. Now, I know some of you are probably going, oh, that's scumbag. That is, I mean, look, you got to go. I'm a comedian, and any comic, male comic, I can't speak for the females. Any male comic I know that works the road, or used to work the road when the road was a thing, working the road means you travel to a different state, a different town. You got to becomes a day hike, a weekend hike just to get there, right? A flight. But whatever. So if you're a road dog and you work the road, I still sound like shit, lads. I'm very sorry. But if you're a road dog and you work the road, a lot of times you don't want to stop off at rest stops. Okay, you don't want to stop off you got to pull in, park up, walk in, go to the bathroom. At least 20 minutes knocked off your journey when you're taking a piss. So what a lot of comics will do is they will have a piss cup. Maybe something like this. Maybe you'll go to a 7-Eleven. You'll go to a McDonald's. Order something small and get the cup, right? And then so when you're driving, you get to piss in the cup. I know comics who are fucking lazy that so they don't have to get out of bed at night. This is true. Grown men. Again, I can't speak for female comics. I when I go on the road with female comics, I'm never around. I've never shared a room with a female comic before. I have with lads to save money and stuff. Sometimes a club will go. If I go to headline a club, they'll go. I'll ask them if I can bring my own opener, and they'll go, yeah, but we're not paying for a hotel room for him. And I'll go, that's fine. He can stay in with me, and we'll get the 2 beds. And so I've never shared that. I've never had that experience with a female comic, but usually what I know male comics who will have like a Snapple bottle, a glass bottle, and what they will do is they will go and they will piss in the bottle rather than getting up and going to the bathroom. They'll just piss in the bottle. Not in my room, not what it does, but I know they do it. So you take these bottles with you on the road and these things and, the piss cups or whatever, and you go. So, look, I understand when you're a garbage man, you're spending your day out in a truck. Look, my dad was a truck driver. I traveled with my dad a lot in a truck, so I know what it's like to have to go piss. My dad never had one, never had a piss cup that I knew about. It was always, we'll wait till we get, and I was a kid, so I didn't drink. I didn't, when you're a kid, you don't go like, I love some water. Right, when you're a kid, you don't like, I want some water or whatever. Like, you just went until someone gave you something to drink. It was weird. For me, anyway. And so I would drive with my dad, and then you would go into a place, take a piss, like into the depot where all the things would be dropped off. And you would just go there. So the garbage man pulls up, and he whips his dick out, and he takes a piss in the bush. Now, I told some people about it, just in passing. And they're like, you should call and get him fired. You should call and get him fired. I'm like, it's Christmas week. Yeah, but that's I'm like, look at, he's already a garbage man. You know what I mean? Like, he's already a garbage man. He already has to introduce himself as a garbage man. Now, listen, here in America, you garbage men get paid a lot of money. They get nice benefits. They start at the crack of dawn, and they're probably done by 2 o'clock in the day. So some of you might be going, garbage men have it easy, Mick. Fuck him. Rat him out. And I was like, look, he's already a garbage man, right? Again, it's not about that, but something has to happen in your life where you end up as a garbage man. You know what I mean? And that's not a judgmental. That's not me looking down on people like that. That job has to be done in society, but he's already got to a level in life where you want me to get him fired. So if I get him fired, he now has to tell people that he got fired from being a garbage man. Do you understand the point I'm making? Like, why would I do? And look at, if I do report him, I live less than 500 feet from a school. So that means he whips his dick out. So not only is he fired, but he's probably going to be on the sex offenders list. So now he's a sex offender. He's going to be unemployed and he's going to be mad at me. Look at, he's a garbage man. Nobody knows how to get rid of shit. Do you know what I mean? Better than a garbage man. Meaning a dead body. Garbage men know how to get rid of shit. They have a machine for literally getting rid of whatever you don't want. So if you, the best thing to do, I think, is be friends with your garbage man. That's what I'm trying to say. Be nice to the garbage man. You never know. One day you might need to get rid of. I'm not advocating murder, but you may want to get rid of a dead body sometime. That's all I'm saying. And so I went out. On a week of Christmas. Bit of envelope. There you go. That's for you. The tip. That's for you, garbage man. And he goes, oh, that's so. I mean, I disagree with tipping garbage men. I disagree with tipping a lot of people. I understand that. I'm not a cheap fucker. I just don't. I don't get. When I moved to America, I didn't get the whole tip society. I didn't understand the mean. And then, you know, when you live and you talk to people who work in, like, then you get the comedy clubs and you realize how much wait staff make, that some of them don't make anything. They only get tips. And that's the system, right? That's the system. So in Ireland, it's easy because in Ireland, everyone's on minimum wage, and minimum wage is you can live on minimum wage in Ireland. You could have a good job. You could be a barman. You could be a waiter, a waitress. You know, you could do that and make an actual living off it. Without tips, I'm saying. So Ireland isn't really a tipping society. A lot of Europe isn't a tipping society. But then again, they fucking follow the suit of Americans, right? Everyone follows the Americans' trend eventually, right? They follow the fucking everything they do. They follow. So when I go out and I eat lunch with Dan Barry or whatever, comedian Dan Barry, he's on my other podcast that I have with Dan and Rooney, Dennis Rooney. We have Almost Irish podcast. You should check it out. It's actually a lot of fun. But Dan, when I go with Dan, I always go, how much will I tip, Dan? And Dan always goes to the high end, like this much. And I, living in New York, I was told it was like double the tax. That's what you do. I didn't like, it's a formula. But then when you go to Jersey, or you go to other states and the tax isn't as high because each is fucking weird. America's kind of like, because of its own, it should be like Europe, where each state is its own country, I think, because it makes its own rules up. It's very weird. So I go and I'm with Dan Barry, and Dan goes, well, some people say double the tax and that's the formula, but Dan always goes, fucking, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, man, it seems like a lot. But all right, because Dan used to be a waiter, so I understand that, and I do now. I'm all on board. I don't complain about tipping, but it took me a while to adjust to it. And when you go talk to, especially when you work in comedy clubs and you realize what the staff make, and you're like, holy shit, I gotta, you know, you gotta tip now. You have to tip. So, but then you wonder, like, who do I tip? Excuse me. Who do you tip? Right? Like, it's almost that Mr. Pink out of Reservoir Dogs speech where he goes, well, why do I have to tip a waitress? She gave me food, but also the people at McDonald's gave me food, so why do I have to tip them? That's not my opinion. That's from a movie. So you think to yourself, all right, now I got to tip. So, but when the Christmas comes, you got to tip the postman, the mailman. So I tip the mail person. And you just leave it in the letterbox, in the mailbox. And what happened was I just wrote on a piece of paper. I wrote, and I didn't have an envelope, but I made my own envelope. And I put money in it. And I wrote, Merry Christmas, mailman or mail woman. I didn't write mail person. I didn't write mail X. Because that's the world now, right? It's about to get a little bit more PC, I feel. But we'll hope not. Hopefully the aliens will take care of that. But yeah, you're right. Excuse me. Sorry. You're right. Merry Christmas, mailman, mail woman. And it was a woman that opened the door, so I was I was nice. She opened the slot and she saw the envelope and she walked off again. I'm like, who do you tip? Who gets the tip at Christmas? It's very strange to me. The like who decides who gets it. I don't know. You can tell me, write to me. Tell me what the formula is of who should get tipped. Now you go to restaurants, which I fucking love. I went out the other night to Applebee's restaurant, and they now have those things, those little televisions on your table, that the waitress comes over. What can I get you? Give me ba 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 ba. What do you want? Do you want one of them? Two? Give me, yeah, that sounds good. I'll get two of them. No, I want cheese on mine though. Yeah, give me those. Yeah. No, put ice in mine, please. No lemon. And you can do all that. And then you'll never see the waitress again. The food arrives and that's it. And then you got the machine and you press pay now, split the money if you want to, and then you got a tip. And the tip, you have a slide bar of percentage, and you slide the slide bar up and your money goes up. And I go, and some people go like, oh, we're losing touch with the workers. I fucking love it. I don't have to talk. There's nothing worse than going out to eat with somebody and you're done eating and now you're just sitting there waiting to go. You want to move on, but you can't because where's my fucking waitress? Where's my waiter? Right? And now you just pay yourself, stick the card in, off you go, and it's fine. I went out this week for something to eat at Applebee's, and I had this cough thing. It's amazing when you cough with nowadays, right? I think a comedian said cough is the new N-word. I don't know what comic it was. Sorry if you're out there. I'm not stealing your joke. I'm repeating it, but I wish I knew the comic who said it. But yeah, cough is the new N-word. And but I coughed because, again, it wasn't COVID. It was just like congestion from running in the cold. And the people look around like you lit up a cigar in a preemie ward, right? Like a big fucking fat cigar. And, and it's funny. You cough and be like, oh, he's coughing. It's fucking weird. But anyway, so I love these things where you tip, and then you're out of there, right? I'm not a cheap fuck. I don't want this to come across like, oh, Mick hates tipping. I hate this. I hate the ritual of tipping, right? I hate the ritual where you have to write on a piece of paper in front of, like, they'll pay. This is the part I hate. They'll slide you your bill, and some are really good, right? Some are nice. And that's all I want. Here's how you get more money from me if you're a waiter or waitress. You walk over and you go, hi, how are you? What can I get you? And I give it to you, and you come back and you bring the food over to me, and I eat the food. You might want to do a quick check-in and go, hi, how's everything? And I go, it's fine. Usually when they come back, by the way, to check in on you, right, you're usually taking a bite. I don't have to do that on purpose. You take a bite of something, and they walk over and go, how is everything? And you can't go, mine's a bit cold. It's a bit cold, or there wasn't any cheese in that. They watch you, I think, and when you take a bite of a sandwich or a burger and you go, and I go, how is everything? You go, because that's all you can do. Fucking thumbs up. That you can't complain. I think they're great at that. They do that on purpose. So anyway, I and then the ritual is, and then they come over and they slide the thing across the table and they go, I hope you have now they're extra nice at the end when they give you that, because there's that line, your bill was $30 for the whatever it was, the meal, and then there's that line for how much you're going to tip, right? That line is there, how much do you want to tip? And like, that's awkward when you have to write down and then let them see it, and they come over and they take it back up and they look at how much and then they pretend they didn't look at how much you gave. The whole dance is awkward. The whole dance of the whole tip thing is awkward. But that's why I love that machine now. Only the chain places have them. You're not going to get them in your local restaurant, which is fine. But for me, I love them because you don't have to talk to anybody. You stick the card in, I don't have to make eye contact with the person. If the waiter was like shit, you can kind of, I used to always say, like, if they're rude or something, I always say, it will be reflected in the tip on how I was treated. That's what I will say. But I usually cave. I never give a bad tip. I'm too chicken shit. I don't want to be pressured into it. I've seen waiters and waitresses follow people out to the parking lot and go, was there everything all right? Like, why did you give me this? Like, it's so awkward. It's an awkward transaction. It's an awkward dance. You might be yelling at your thing right now going, shut the fuck up, you cheap prick, and just fucking tip everybody and move on. Who do you tip? That's the question. Who do you tip? There was the woman I think I told this on my other podcast, the traffic warden. or lollipop lady, or crossing guard, whatever you want to call them. They're the people that come in and they, when you're crossing the street. So I live by a school, so she used to work there, and I go and I press, and I already have the green man, the white man. In Ireland it's a green man, and in Europe it's a green man. In America it's the white man. It's the white man, and white man and a red man. And when you press the thing, it goes white, and you can't cross. You can't cross the street. So I press the button, and this crossing guard, she comes over. Good morning, how are you? Good day, isn't it? Yeah. And then the white man pops up, and I walk across, and she starts walking with me, and I go, "What? You all right?" And she goes, "Yeah, I have to cross the street with you." And I go, I'm over 40 years old, 43 years old. Like, why are you crossing with me? Do you understand how and of course there's all pickup trucks lined up waiting to fucking continue their journey. And they're like, these men in pickup trucks now looking at me being walked across the street by a fucking crossing guard. And I'm like, you don't have to do that, love. I'm 43 years of age. And they go, no, it's my job. I have to, they're crazy over here. They don't know when to stop. I'm like, so basically what you're saying is they don't know when to stop. So you're willing to save me. So not only is this embarrassing enough, I got to see you walk across, but if something happens, I now have to go and say, yeah, this woman, woman in a big orange, and a big luminous coat, big yellow, bright yellow coat, saved me. She jumped in front of a pickup truck. I don't know, was she fishing for a tip, or was that her job? Like, these are the things. Do I have to go back now and tip her for helping her safely guide me across the street? I don't know. I'm a grown man. I can cross the street by myself. Do I go? But I actually had a $5 in my pocket when I went back up the next day. Again, this is around the Christmas week, and she wasn't there. But if she was there again, because now I had to find a different place to cross. I had to cross further down because I didn't want the embarrassment of my fucking hand being held. But I'm a grown man. Am I being sexist? Am I being over? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm a grown man. I don't need you to fucking. It's like if you go back to the waitress, you're in a diner or something, and you order a sandwich. And what would you do if the waitress came over to you? Would you like me to cut the crusts off you? I'm like, no, I can cut my own crusts now. Right? You'd be annoyed. But you can't say anything now because that's sexist. It's fucking, I think the PC thing is going to be worse this year. I do. I really believe that. It's going to go back to not cancel culture, but people are going to be expecting apologies. You're not getting them, by the way. Not from me, anyway. This is a comedy podcast. Everything I say here is a joke. It's not opinions. So you're not going to... I saw something I posted online the other day, that Runner's Magazine, I think it's a woman's magazine. I got to look it up. It's a woman's magazine. A female's runner magazine. It's a magazine designed for female runners. And I guess what they did is they gave tips, and they said how to burn off those extra Christmas calories. And then they apologized. They had to do an open letter or online, and they went, we apologize to everybody for saying how to burn off those Christmas calories. Like they were almost like they were fat shamed. First of all, you're a running magazine, and the average fat fuck, here he goes. Wait, fucking let me finish. The average fat person is not reading Runner's Magazine. Now, could be the new year, right? Like I said, now they're going to turn over a new leaf. It's a fucking big leaf. But they're going to turn over a new leaf, and they're going to get better. And they're going to, I don't know, how do I start running? Let me get a magazine. That's very, very possible. But the average person is not going to be looking at Runner's Magazine unless you are a runner. And what happens at the holidays? You fucking eat. You binge. No matter what culture you're in, you eat. I got Jewish friends. When Hanukkah comes, they eat more. They're around their family. They pig out more. Christmas comes, they eat a shitload. I know I did. I was sick and I was still fucking throwing chocolate into my face. Right? Every day in December, I decide I just eat what I want throughout this. I still work out, but I eat what I want in December because I just have a whole month of enjoying myself. So you put on weight. Everyone puts on weight. So what happens is fresh on your mind. Of course the magazine is going to go, guys, look, here's how you burn off those extra calories. I went for a run yesterday, feeling like shit. I only did 9.5 miles is all I did, right? I know that seems like a lot. It seems like I'm bragging, but I run. I can't help it. I'm a runner now. I'm sluggish. I'd put on extra calories. You would be right in that magazine to go, hey, here's how you burn off those calories. Don't fucking apologize. You got to stop. For anybody, if you do something that's goodwill, if your heart is in the right place, if you're making a joke, don't apologize. Go out there, and we have to show them this year that we're not fucking bowing down to that kind of shit. If I bought Fishing Magazine, Fishing Monthly, and I flick through the pages, right? And I go, oh, it catches the fish and it hooks the fish like this and it rings them in. Like, that's fine. I'm not going to get a magazine. I don't want to see a magazine, a retraction. I don't want to go online and see Fishing Monthly where they go, you know what? We want to apologize to the fish who probably got hurt with the hooking thing. So we're very sorry. We didn't mean to offend any fish on Fishing Magazine. It's fucking cock and balls, man. It's a load of shite. It is a load of shite. All I say is, look, if you want to do anything this year, take back humor, take back honesty. Don't be bullied into anything. Don't be bullied into, well, you can't say that nowadays. You can. Especially comics. I said this before, I say it again. I don't know one comic that went up on stage and go, I'm deliberately going to hurt people's feelings. Nope, I don't know one comic, and I've seen hundreds and hundreds of comics. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of comics. I've stood in the back of the room and I've watched them fucking murder. I've watched them bomb. I've watched them kill. I've watched them be just okay. I've seen it all. I've seen every fucking joke possible, right? Any topic that was covered, and not one comic went up and said, I'm going to insult all these people now. Never seen it before. Never seen it before. So all I'm saying is don't let people take your sense of humor this year. Don't let people say, well, you can't joke about that now. You can. You can joke about anything. You can talk about anything, right? I remember when, certain people get to pick and choose, right? I was a fan of Obama, right? I really was a fan of Obama. But you couldn't if you made a joke about Obama, they went after you and called you a racist. Right? They called you a racist. I'll talk about this on another episode because I want to kind of wrap this up now. But I had to create a fake account on Instagram and TikTok. I want to talk about that next week. Or maybe I'll talk about it on the podcast I'm recording tomorrow with Dan and Rooney, the Almost Irish podcast. I had to create a podcast just so I could have an opinion about something else. I saw an injustice being done, and I knew that in the culture we lived in last year, that if I wrote on, well, you can't say that. That doesn't mean that's not fair. You can't. I would have been called, and people would have said cancel, shut them down. And look, I'm dealing with production companies right now where I don't want them to go, well, Mick Thomas's name is attached to this horrible story. Let's cancel all these projects that we've been working on. I don't want that. So I had to create this fake account. Just so I could have opinions that other people disagreed with. But anyway, so if you disagreed with Obama or if you made a joke about Obama, you were a racist. Now, I did hear horrible racist jokes about Obama that were just, I know what you were doing, right? Some of the jokes just weren't in good taste, but there were jokes nonetheless, right? There was racist jokes out there. But if you did make a joke about Obama, you were considered racist, right? You were. I already see it now with Joe Biden. And again, couldn't give a fuck. Not political, guys. Not political. I see jokes go against Joe Biden, and now people, you can't make fun of him. Why? You can make fun of it. You can make fun of everybody. You can make fun of everybody. As long as you're out there making jokes, look, I'm happy with it. You're allowed to have opinions. You're allowed to have opinions that are different from others. So if you do have an opinion that is different than others, that isn't the norm, that isn't part of all the other fucking salmon swimming upstream, because that's what it is, right? Everybody jumps on this lane because this is the right thing to do, and they all move up. that's their opinion. If you disagree with it, you're not allowed to have an open discussion. They teach that in colleges now, which is sad. You're not allowed to have an open discussion. You're not allowed to have an opinion that differs from the masses. And if you do, they'll try come after you, cancel. They'll throw, like I said this before, the most overused word I think in 2021, I already see it coming, is going to be toxic and narcissistic. I'm in a course right now to deal with alcoholics and drug addiction, and which I'm loving the study on it, and it's something I signed up for the pandemic, something to keep me occupied, something to keep, and I'll come out with a qualification, I'll come out with a certification at the end of it. And here's what I noticed, that you can, we studied narcissistic behavior, and that was one whole chapter, one whole topic, and now it's a new word, not in the course I'm studying, because in the course it's been used correctly, but now everyone is going to use, if you disagree with somebody, it's like, you're toxic and narcissistic. Why? Because it's going to be overused now. I think narcissistic and toxic are going to be racist. That's the new, because remember, or a Nazi. Nazi. If you disagreed with someone last year, Nazi was the one. That's what they went to. Yeah, you're a Nazi. All right, first of all, Google Nazi and realize I'm fucking not that. I just disagree with that opinion, but that doesn't make me a Nazi. Now, if you disagree with somebody, I've seen the most toxic people call other people toxic. I've seen the most narcissistic people call people narcissistic, because that's your new word. But look, all I'm trying to say is stand up for yourselves this year. Stand up for yourselves. Let's fucking have fun this year. That's if that's why, if there is a change in 2021, the aliens are coming. I'm telling you, the aliens are coming, but stand up for yourselves. Stand up for yourselves. Have a lot of fucking fun. Do a lot of laughing this year. Let's get shit back to normal again. Let's get it back to the way it was, where everybody was able to laugh. I'm able to laugh at you. You can fucking laugh at me. And we all move on. And life just becomes a lot easier when we all laugh. That's all we're going to say. Let's get the sticks out of our arses. I'm talking very fast right now because the fire alarm is going off across the street. And I'm trying to over talk over it. So, but yeah. So anyway, on that note, and I will talk about something next week, which I kind of touched on today, which is about the fake accounts. But anyway, listen. Thanks so much for listening. Please subscribe to this on YouTube, because on YouTube it comes out 2 days earlier, so you get the Cheaper Than Therapy podcast earlier. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but check out my other podcast with Dan and Rooney. Almost Irish podcast. I'll sound less congested next time. Happy New Year to you all. I hope this year brings you everything you're looking for. Don't rely on the calendar. Get to work. Fucking change it yourself. Thanks so much for listening. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Take care of yourselves. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.